Good morning, everyone. I'm Jericho Martinez, and today I will be discussing one of the most important concepts in the computer science, multi-threading. This topic is all about unlocking the power of the current execution to enhance the performance of our applications in a simple term. We learned how to computers that can do multiple tasks at the same time efficiently. So let's start from chapter 1. So let's begin with the basics. What is a thread? A thread is a small unit of processing that can be scheduled by the operating system. You can think of it as an independent path of execution within the program. For example, when you use a browser or thread may handle loading images, while another handle typing like input. Next, we have currency. It means multiple tasks makes progress during the same period, often are interleaving their execution. It's not about doing things at the same time, exact time. What I mean, what I mean is, it's not doing things at the same exact time, but about managing many things efficiently. Finally, we have parallelism. It means literally doing multiple tasks, multiple things at the same instant. This usually require multiple CPU cores or processors like running many tasks at once in a true parallel fashion. So in short, currency is managing many tasks while parallelism doing many tasks simultaneously. So let's proceed to the chapter 2. So now we have understanding that what threads are. So let's talk about why multi-threading is important. Sorry. Multi-threading is a crucial for modern application. It's allowed program to perform complex operation efficiently and respond quickly to a user's interaction. So here are some of main benefits. So improve responsiveness. It keeps the user interface smooth and responsive even when the background tasks are running. Next, efficient resource utilization. It's fully leverage multi-core processors using hardware to its full potential. Next, enhance throughput throughput. It processes more data or handles more requests in less time. Next, simplify design for a complex task. It helps break large problems into smaller, manageable current parts. Imagine you're watching a video while downloading a file. Multi-threading does allow both of happen smoothly while freezing your screen. So, in short, multi-threading makes our application faster and smarter, allowing modern software to perform smoothly even under heavy works load. So that's all.
So I am John Cavalli. So here are report. So creating threads in Java, the runnable interface. So the runnable interface is fundamental way to define tasks that can be executed by threads in Java. It provides a flexible, lightweight approach without the overhead of subclassing thread. So that's the code you see. Uh, Separation of concerns. Task logic run is separated from thread management. Support inheritance classes can still extended other class while implementing runnable um, functional interface can be used with lambda expression for concise code. So implementing the runnable interface, this method involves creating a class that implements the runnable interface. The code for the task is placed inside a required run method. A thread object is then created passing an interface of your runnable class to its constructor. So you see that run code, public void run runnable. So separation of concern, this is the preferred approach. The task logic in run is cleanly separated from the thread management code in the thread object. Supports inheritance more flexible since your class is only implementing an interface. It can still extend another class while implementing runnable, preserving Java's single inheritance rule. Functional interface, because runnable is a functional interface. It has only one abstract method. Run, it can only be easily used with lambda expression for more concise code. It most professional Java development implementing runnable is the standard practice because it promotes better design, through the separation of concerns, and offers more flexibility regarding class inheritance. So that's next. So creating threads in Java, extending the thread class. Extending the thread class is another straightforward method to create threads, allowing direct manipulation of the thread object. The approach is often simpler for very basic thread needs. So that's the code you see. Direct thread control. My thread is a thread itself, offering direct access to thread methods. This flexible precludes the class from extending other class due to Java's single inheritance model. Best for simple tasks, ideal when the primary purpose of the class is to define a thread of execution. So, extending the thread class. This method involves creating a new class that extends the built-in thread class and the overriding the run method with the code you want the thread to execute. Direct thread control. The object created is a thread itself, giving you direct access to all thread class methods like sleep, interrupt, and so on. So less flexible except a single inheritance, since Java does not support multiple inheritance. Once your class extend thread, okay, it cannot extend any another class. This is significantly limitation if your class needs to inherit from a different superclass. Best for this is for best simple tasks where the primary purpose of the class is only to define a thread of execution and there is no need for it to inherit from another class. So that's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I am Jason C. Camelungan, and I am the reporter of Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is Live Demo, Building Your First Multi-Threaded Application. This section demonstrates the practical implementation of multi-threading in Java. The goal is to transform theoretical concept into a real, working application that performs multiple tasks at the same time, a concept known as concurrent programming. The demo focuses on simulating a scenario where the main thread, the primary flow of the program, performs one operation while a background thread executes another. This setup helps visualize how threads can run simultaneously, sharing CPU time to complete independent tasks efficiently. Demo objective. The live demonstration aims to show how to create and run multiple threads in Java, how different threads can execute separate tasks concurrently, how the output interleaves due to simultaneous execution. Specifically, task 1, the main thread prints numbers 1 to 5. Task 2, a background thread prints letters A to E. Because both threads run at the same time, their outputs appear intermixed, proving that concurrent operations are happening. This live demo introduced learners to the fundamental structures of multi-threaded programs, serving as the foundation for more advanced concepts like thread synchronization, task scheduling, and parallel execution. It helps students understand that in real-world applications such as games, servers, and users interface, multiple tasks can run side by side without blocking each other, enhancing performance and responsiveness.
Thread lifecycle. A thread is a lightweight process that allows a program to execute multiple tasks simultaneously, just like the living organism. The threads have a life cycle that defines their state from creation to termination. First is the new or the created. At this stage, the thread object is created but it hasn't started executing yet. It only exists in memory. The second is the runnable. Once the thread start method is called, it moves to the runnable state where it is ready to execute but must wait for CPU allocation. The third is the running. When the CPU scheduler picks the thread, it enters the running state and starts executing its assigned task. The fourth is the block, or the waiting. A thread may pause temporarily if it is waiting for input-output operation, waiting for another thread signals, or unable to access a locked resource. Then the fourth is the terminated or the dead. After completing its task, the thread it moves to the terminated state at the end it cannot be restarted. And the synchronization issue. In multiple thread programs, multiple threads often access the same data or resource without proper coordination. This leads to error and unpredictable behavior. Some common synchronization issues problems are: first, the race condition occurs when two or more threads try to access and modify shared data at the same time, leading to inconsistent or incorrect results. And the second is the deadlocks. Happen when two threads are waiting for each other, resource causing both to get stuck permanently. And the third is the starvation. The thread never gets CPU time or resource because other threads keep taking priority. And the fourth is the data inconsistency. When shared data is accessed simultaneously without proper control, it can get corrupted or produce wrong result.